Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to our very first episode of How Not to Play StarCraft. We're going to go ahead and get this game going. This is a ZVZ that I played a little while back, and I thought my opponent did actually a really good job, and I wanted to kind of showcase what he did to beat me that worked so very well for him, and hopefully you guys can apply it later in your games as well. He's a Diamond Zerg player, as you can see. I'm up here in the top left, chilling out here, and we both realize that we're Zerg at this point, so we're doing little hearts and smiley faces, and we're just basically having a good time. So it's kind of fun. Oh, and of course I had to throw out the poop symbol, because poop with eyeballs is hilarious, I'm just saying. And he says poop for life. So we start off the game pretty good, I think. Now I was thinking he was going to go for more of an early aggression, so I decided to be safe and throw down my pool first instead of my hatch. He does in fact decide to throw down his hatchery first. Lols. So I am a little bit behind in the economy game, but not horribly. So little things to keep in mind, just a little variation. It's not that I'm behind or anything. I'm just going to be at a little different point than he is. I'm going to want to be a little bit more aggressive, or just kind of sit back and just take that little bit of an economy hit that he's going to, because he's going to have a little bit of a gain, I'm going to have a little bit of a loss. But like I said, not huge. I'm getting my lings out. He actually puts his 4 lings, oh, there he goes, right up here so he can see right when my lings come in. So it's not a bad plan on his part. He's droning his natural, which I can see here with my overlord, which is this is a really good spot for an overlord because you can actually see how many drones he has. Now I'm kind of poking around, seeing if I can get anything, just trying to be annoying, so he has to focus on me instead of his economy, which is kind of what you want to do as any race, and especially as Zerg. And you can see that I pulled his 2 lings and I was able to get 1. So that's a small pickup for me. My speed just kicks in. I decided to take this fight, which was not good. I get 1 of his lings, but I lose 1 of mine. So don't highly recommend doing that, but I did it, so, you know, it's a thing. Now he's deciding to throw down a crawler because he thinks I'm going to be a little bit aggressive. Really, I just want to be annoying and scare him into being a little bit more defensive, which is exactly what I do. Now, that was a roach warren. He put down a roach warren just in time for me to see it to think he's going roaches. He still left up the Evo chamber, though. So at this point, I'm like, oh, he's going roaches. So I'm getting my lair, I'm getting another hatchery, so is he, and I'm getting just some defensive lings just in case. I'm also working on my upgrades, and you can see my roach warren's almost finished. Now, we both have our thirds coming up here, and you can see that my overlord's in a position to actually spot his third timing. I also highly recommend doing this on this map because it will actually let you see what's going on. His overlord is not in position, so he's kind of guessing to see if I have a third or not. Now I did some banelings back here, and you'll see that I kind of messed this up because I ran them into the hatchery instead of the lings. So that was a misclick on my part. Try and keep those banelings alive so the lings have to dodge around and can't just attack your lings. So at this point, I'm still doing my upgrades because I'm convinced he's going for roaches. I'm like, I got this, no big deal. However, you can see that the tech switch, he actually put up a spire when we weren't looking and is going for mutas. So I'm like building roaches, got all my upgrades, I'm rocking it. I'm like, I'm ahead of this guy, that's no problem. Trying to come in and get this hatchery canceled again, but you see I spent some time on that queen, which gave his lings and mutas enough time to get back and keep the hatchery up. So a little bit of a bummer on that part because it would have been nice to deny his third. Well, mine's up and mining his would be denied again, but I didn't do that, so. Now you did see that I had the roaches in a good position here at my third, because I figured he would counterattack my third, which is exactly what he did. So I run my lings around, and I'm not really sure how they got queued there, but they did, so they just do their own thing, I guess. Now the other thing with a muta build is you do want to have extra queens at your hatcheries, just in case the mutas push in. And pull your overlords back, because as you can see I did not do that, and I lost that overlord, so there was 4 there. He didn't actually, oh that's his overlord, just kidding. I usually play as green, so I get a little confused. And I have my spores up in good locations. It is nice to have a spore near your gas, because the mutas love to pick off your gases. I tried to come in through this back door just for funsies, so he'd have something else to kind of pay attention to. That didn't work though, unfortunately, so. Not the end of the world. You can also see he's on a lot more drones than I am. Let me see. Yeah, I'm at 47 and he's at 70. So that's another huge mistake that I made in this game, is my drone count was just awful. I really shouldn't be under 60 on 3 bases, but with my third base being low and I'm trying to defend against the mutas, I just don't have the economy up to properly handle the mutable that he is kind of engaging. Left my overlord out again, so he's got 5 overlords trying to get the gas. So you gotta be careful with that when you're playing mutas. I'm running my lings down and I see he's getting a 4th base already, and I'm like, man, so far behind. And I realize that I'm behind in not only just the drone count, but also now the hatchery count, because he's got that pretty much up and going. And I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? So I decided to try a Nidus Worm so I can get in here and kill his base, since the mutas are being annoying and I can't really do much. However, if you look at this ball of banelings and lings, I don't have any banelings. So this is just going to totally come in and wreck all of my units. And you can see that I'm like, Banes. And realize my mistake right there, that I didn't have any banelings and my whole army's dead. So now you can see that he's going for cracklings and an ultra den, which is a great transition because he knows that I'm pretty much on very little economy and I'm going to have to stick with roaches and hydras to deal with this ball. I could get out some infestors, but unfortunately I am not the best with infestors, and it is something that I need to play more with. But infestors are really nice because you can clump up this mutable and you can get the lings and banelings, and it kills them pretty quick. However, I did not do that in this game, so if you see this in your opponent, feel free to get out some infestors because they will probably save your life, especially if you have ranged units and they have lings and banelings, because those aren't going to go very far with the fungal growths. You can see he took out one of my spores, so I just rebuild it. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't have the best army right now, but you know, it doesn't look half bad. And I figured out that at this point, I'm like, banelings. Banelings are the best. Banelings kill other banelings, so we should be good. I take out quite a few of his mutas here, so I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking it, good to go. He's doing 3 ultras, and I think he already has, yeah, he has 7 out, so he has a total of 8 right now. And this huge baneling army. And the mutas that are harassing me. And I'm on a choke that has 2 entrances. So really, I should have broke down these rocks, and I think my banelings went off once, but that's just not enough to deal with all those banelings. And there goes my whole entire army. So, if you're going muta, this is a really great transition to do that I kind of wanted to show to you guys. These ultras are going to eat away any of your opponent's roach hydra army, as well as those banelings to melt away any hydras, so the mutas can just deal with the roaches. He didn't really rebuild his muta army because he put most of his energy into the ultras, which I have no way of dealing with. Like maybe a fungal growth if I had infestors, but really the best way probably to deal with them would have been the lurkers or ravengers or something along those lines. But at this point, I'm so far behind in economy and everything like that that there's just no coming back. So if you're this much ahead of your opponent, if you're Ednel here, go for this kind of build because this is going to wreck your opponent and does very well, as you can see, because you'll just steamroll them. The banelings plus the ultras and the mutas to harass and keep them in their base and keep them from getting a 4th. Good to go. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit from this game. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you guys all have a good day.